Hello, welcome to Radio Hawke's Bay. Sorry, I was about to say the old name. I'm a little bit myself today, which is all over the place. So what we are doing, and it's Gaeil here, by the way, with life coaching, spiritual, intuitive, personal, practical life coaching, and we are September 2024. We are September, but we are also at the beginning of September, which means that we look at what your month will be, what is possible to come up for you this month. Doesn't always, might not always, may not necessarily be, as this is general, because of course we're all different. Although, sometimes we do share similar experiences, and this year very much has been a year where life has been challenging, things have changed, things have needed to change, whatever is needed to change has actually happened this year to get you prepared and ready for the next few years, which are more about you, more about what you're here to do, more about your life purpose. And we do have a life purpose. We feel it within ourselves. If you feel like you're drifting along, you feel that. So when you're not drifting along, you are actually in line with your life purpose. If you are feeling content and happy and everything's just rolling forward, you are in line with your life's purpose. You are doing the things you are meant to be doing. If you are drifting, then you are searching. If you are drifting, you have finished one phase of your life where you've been doing something that was in line with your life purpose, and you are drifting to the next space and place. You do not have to force it. You do not have to search too hard for it. You can simply drift. If you are feeling lost, though, that's a little different, because if you are feeling lost, you're neither searching nor are you in alignment with your life purpose. So, if you are lost, this is a point of reference where look at you. You can't look outside yourself. Nothing is going to help you there at this point. Look inside yourself. Look at what you have enjoyed, what you have been involved with, even if you've got to go all the way back. And if you go back even as far as your childhood, of the things that you used to love or be interested in or find yourself playing with or excited about, go back there, start there, and start doing some of those things again. It's funny how those things can start to connect dots that then make almost like an arrow of direction for where you can now go and how you can take it further and where it will lead you next. So, enough of the drifting and the being lost and the, going along with life purpose part of it. We'll have a look now and see what your month will be. Just this month of September. It's a very significant month. Do not underestimate this month and the importance of this month for you personally in your life. 2024 has been one of those years where you have been called to take your focus back to yourself in very big ways that are more in line with things you can give of yourself, things you can do of yourself, things that you can become more involved with yourself. And September is the month where whatever you do this month, whatever you're involved with this month, whatever your thoughts are this month, and I don't want to make it too sort of serious and everything else, but whatever your month of September is about, make it about you. Make it about being happier. Spring. We are spring. Yay. Make it lighter so that you can be involved with that light energy that gives you that feeling of newness and maybe new ideas and new things to be involved with, because whatever you do in September gives you a picture of what your next year, 2025, the entire year will be like. So I feel it's worth putting even a little bit more kind of focus and emphasis on happiness, on having a little bit of brightness. It's been tough. You've been through some tough stuff this year. All of you have in different ways. And September, play. September, have a bit of fun. September, go goodbye to all of that rubbish. Don't hold on to it. Just go, okay, it happened. There's a new me emerged, because there is a new you emerging this year. And already you might be able to feel a little bit more like your old self, or part of you that you hadn't seen for a long while is right there in front of your face. Maybe you're, I don't know, just freer. Maybe you're feeling a little, I don't know, like that, joy of life, your child self, maybe a little bit more. Play with it, really emphasize it, really, exaggerate it as much as you possibly can. So we're going to have a little look at September for you out there, and we will see what a general message can be that can be helpful and useful, that could give you a little bit of a heads up perhaps on things in your life as well. So I've got one of the cards staring at me, and it talks about justice. And if you have felt this year in particular that life has been unfair, that people have been unfair, sometimes deliberately unfair, intentionally unfair, or that they didn't really mean it because they were looking after themselves, but it was unfair to you. Anything that has been unfair this year, the scales get balanced. It means that justice will be done. It means justice will be served. It means you will have your justice. And this is the month where something definitive happens. You may not see the results of it in this month, but justice is on your side, okay? And justice, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because we have human justice, okay? This speaks not about human justice. This speaks about things being right, put right, balanced, you being given the balance of justice by the universe. So it may come in a different way to how it started out. Guaranteed, everybody is judged fairly and accurately on past actions, and if you are one who has suffered because of injustice, justice will be righted from this month onward. You may even see something quite definitive this month around that for yourself. So if you're waiting on a decision, if you're waiting on a legal matter, it says this will be settled this month. And by all accounts and purposes, this will be fair to you. And if you don't feel it's fair, because sometimes, you know, we're human beings and we have a sort of a different idea of justice sometimes. If you don't feel it's fair, and if you feel that really deep inside you, I just need to tell you that it will be put right. It will be put right. It's a promise, in other words. So the justice card promises that justice will be done. It will be done. So if you don't see it being quite as just as you want it to be, or fair to you as you want it to be this month, promises that it will be, that it will be. So the other thing that we'd be looking at for yourself personally this month, if you have been wondering about things, if you've been weighing things up, if you've been considering what your next move is, what your next job is, whether you want more money or whether you want a different job altogether, whether you are weighing up staying in a relationship or taking someone back, or whatever you've been weighing up and thinking about, you will make a decision, quite a definitive decision this month. That one is certain. You will make a decision. That decision that you make, though, with all the considerations that you've put into it, if it feels right, you will know it. And if it feels right, it 100% is the right decision. So not to worry about it, not to think about it. There will be good decisions made this month all round in every area of your life. So, yes, justice will be done. So that's good news anyway for September to start with. So we'll have a little look at what else we've got coming up for September. And I didn't even put it out there. So this says that some of you have been waiting and waiting and waiting, being very, 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 very patient this year for things to turn around, for things to happen. Maybe it is around legal matters. Maybe it is around your relationship, or waiting on another person, waiting on your life to improve, waiting on something to happen so that you can move forward. Still, there's a little bit of the waiting that happens. It just says that September, remember, the waiting will be worth it. Everything that has been sacrificed in your life that you have needed to let go of has been for a higher purpose and a higher reason. Mostly that higher purpose and higher reason, people, is around you. It's because you have something to do. You have something that you have been putting off. And maybe this is the universe waiting for you to line things up. It's like having everything in front of you, but you don't know what to start with. So line them all up. Line everything up in your life. Do one thing at a time. This says there's no rushing. There's no pushing. There's no need to go out and find something, make something happen. This says just sit back. Things will come to you. Just sit back, and yes, you've got to be a bit patient because we're very action orientated and we're taught do something, do something. This says, you don't have to do anything. It's all organised for you. The universe will bring it to you, and they might bring a person to you at first. Just listen to that person. Listen to what they have to say. They might just give you that one thing that's a clue for your next step, or an idea for your next thing. So, patience. They say perseverance, but it's like sometimes you have to persevere to be patient enough. Okay, so we got another card. I'm just going to move my chair a bit. We got another card. Okay, and the other card for September, and we'll have a look because I might do a few more cards on that, depending. I tend to talk a lot, and we're going to cut this program into two parts again. So September, what else? So what is there for September that can bring some hope? Hope is one of the most valuable things we can have in life, and it is one of the things we can run out of feeling any hope for anything at times. So let's have a little look at what we've got for the rest of you in September. Oh, I'll show you the card. I didn't show you the other card. So for the people on the radio, this is also on YouTube. And on YouTube, I hold up the cards. If I hold up the cards, so the Hanged Man is the one for the patients. We had Justice, the Hanged Man, and the Lovers. And for those of you that have got cards that want to Google tarot, you can find out extra meanings for these cards for September for yourself personally. And you have your own intuition. You can actually look at it and go, I know what that means. It might make sense to you. There may have been injustices around a relationship. You may have had to be very patient and waiting for things to come around. The Lovers card, it always says that the universe has a hand in all of what is happening. Human beings can be stubborn. Human beings can feel right about what they're doing. We're allowed to. We have free will. You must be allowed to go and follow your path how you do. This card, though, also promises that for some of you, that relationship can come back together, that it has the hand of God, if you like, the universe's hand in helping the two of you come back together in a better way. And, I said about this in another session. It's like people say, oh, never go back. And often it's in relation to a relationship breakup, or if somebody's left, or if things are just not going well and you have to change something. And people say, don't go back, never go back. Understand what that means, please. And I'll tell you, there's no possibility of you ever going back if you've left that situation or changed it. It will never go back unless you let it go back. And what going back mean? What does going back mean? My words today, don't worry. Going back means going back into the exact same situation, the exact same dynamic, the exact same way yourself of reacting and behaving in a relationship. Going back with the same person, going back into a relationship after there has been a break and a change, it's always going to be different. And it won't slip back to an old pattern unless you start behaving in the same old pattern. And it's up to you. You are the one that changes that dynamic. If you do not slip back into the pattern will not exist. Just food for thought. So September, the relationship aspect is around all kinds of relationships. These are mother-daughter, mother-children. These relationships are friends, they are actual close relationships. They are the relationships that matter the most to you in your life. And this says that every relationship that you have in your life in September can be made rich, can be very fulfilling, it can be wonderful, it can be harmonious, it can be very balanced and cooperative. So September is the month for very good relations and very good relationships with people. And of course, we have a dynamic that, if two play a game, it can go downhill very fast. The reality is you are a person. You are important as this person, and the way you act, the words you speak, the tone you use, the actions, reactions that you have absolutely determine how a relationship will go. Think of a conversation. If someone says some sharp word to you and you reply with a sharp word thinking that, they're kind of saying something personal, then that's going to go downhill from there. But if someone says a sharp word and you do not answer, that disappears. It just goes away. And if you want to address it later in a normal tone, then it changes everything, because then you'll probably find out that sharp word was got nothing to do with you or those sharp words. So I want to expand just a little bit on this. We have got a few more minutes, so I'll have a little look and see if there's anything else that can expand on those words for September, if anything else that there is that will be helpful to you, that can be uplifting to you, that can give you some sort of information about what you need to know for the month of September to make it better. So it says children are important. They are a focus this month. So listen to the speak of children. If you don't have children close to you, Google anything that children do. Steve Harvey does a program where he interviews children because they have some special gift or ability. The words that come out of a child's mouth this month are very insightful, they're very thought-provoking, they are innocent statements of truth often that a child says. And how many of you know this, that when a child speaks and what wisdom comes out from the smallest of children, and how could they be so wise at such a young age? They're wise because they are in their spiritual being self, their true self. They have not been corrupted, so to speak, and pigeonholed by society yet. They are authentic themselves. And so this is Listen to Children Speak this month. And there's another reason for this. It's because there are wonderful new, and these are new ideas, they're new ways of looking at things, they're new thoughts, they're new inspirations. So, and these can help propel you forward. If you had, for instance, an idea to make something or do something you've never done before and you follow it through, this could really go well for you in 2025, because remember, September is about how your year will be in 2025. So that's something really, and it's innocence, people. It's like you still have that innocent child within you, and being that innocent child, like you know nothing, and that you just kind of wander around and you wonder about, how does a flower grow? How do the bees actually fly? Because you can't see the wings when they're actually flying, but they seem to go so fast with little wings. How do they do that? So get your kind of wonder, curiosity, childlike self active this month, and play, and again, be creative too. Have fun. Just go and bare feet in the dirt, seriously, if you've got a garden. And it's warm enough now. It's not so cold. Splash in a puddle. Do something outrageously childish. And if you've got children, that's easy. But if you've forgotten how, then just remember what you used to do that would give you a bit of a giggle, or maybe it was just a little bit naughty. Because if it was a little bit naughty, that sometimes gives you a little bit more of a thrill when you actually do it again. Even though you can, it still, gives you a bit of a thrill. Does me anyway. I have a little bit of a, mischievous side where I like to just, have fun. Have fun. Anything else we've got just before we finish? This is part one. There's a part two that comes after this. Remember, I'm Gail. This is Radio Hawke's Bay. My phone number, if you want to contact me for a personal reading, is 021 4166 545. And I am on as well twice a month. So, is there anything else just before we finish off here for someone out there? Well, it's a special, see, I can't even talk, a special message for somebody out there today. Let's look at that. I can't even say it. If you feel very frustrated about something and very annoyed about something or annoyed about a person, this is an invitation to turn it around. Don't react the way they expect you to. Smile, be nice, or just say something. Give them a compliment instead about something else, like you've never heard what they said. It's interesting to see people's reactions, and for me, that's what I'm interested in, seeing people's reactions. Oh, we had another one fall out. So if there is any of you out there studying And the reason I say that is I've just had another card fall out. There seems to be some issues and problems around studying. It can be to do with children, but it also is a little bit around not being able to focus, not being able to see the money worth of studying as opposed to going out to work because it's stopping you from doing those things. This is an encouragement to remember September will give you that groundwork for next year. Okay, so if you make an effort to actually do what you need to do with your study, just take it, pace it. And that's that other thing. So don't push yourself, just pace it. Pace it and let it be smooth flowing. And on that note, lovely people, that is the end of part 1.